Hi Quilt Show friends, Sharon Pederson here again with yet another tip for you. And this time it involves adding additional batting under some parts of your quilt. And of course this involves applique, which is one of my great passions. So what I'm going to show you is how to put a little more batting under one part of your quilt, and it's done fairly quickly and easily if you follow these simple instructions. The first thing is, this is my background square, and on top of it I have put a layer, actually I think there's two layers here, of polyester batting. And this is about the only time I use polyester, but don't switch to cotton, okay? For this one you do need the polyester. Actually I think the silk and the wool would work as well, but not cotton because it's too dense. So what I did was I cut out my heart shape, that's the shape I want to work with, and I put the batting on top of the background fabric, then I put the heart fabric right side up, and then with the walking foot on my machine, I stitched a basting stitch as close to the outside edge of the heart as I could possibly get. You want to catch just a few threads of the outside edge. And then with my snub nose scissors, okay, they work a whole lot easier than the scissors with the really pointy ends, because the pointy ends get caught in the batting every time. So with your blunt or snub nose scissors, what you're going to do is you are going to cut as close to the stitching line as possible, and it's probably a good idea not to cut the heart fabric, but you'll forgive me for that, won't you? Let's just get rid of it right now so nobody will ever know it happened. So you're going to remove all of the polyester batting, and then you're going to choose an attractive stitch on your sewing machine. Let me just get my prop here. You're going to choose an attractive stitch on your sewing machine, and I recommend one of the sort of satin stitch section of designs. And because you're going to be doing a satin stitch type design, you definitely need a stabilizer, and my favorite is Ricky Tim's Stable Stuff. So now I'm ready to take my little heart applique to my sewing machine and stitch around it. And on this one I actually had some fun because I used a variegated thread. So once you've stitched all the way around, then you turn it over, and as always you remove the stabilizer, and don't forget the stuff in the middle. So we'll get rid of all of our stabilizer, and ta-da, you have this lovely little chubby, okay, padded heart. So choose another design if you want a little more emphasis around the outside edge, and also I changed to a darker thread, so more visibility, and you know how many possibilities you have on your sewing machine for that type of decorative stitch. So I was working on making these little handouts or these little samples, and I remembered there's a heart die for the AccuQuilt cutter. So I thought, I wonder if I could combine cutting the heart shape and the batting, okay? So let's just have a quick look here and see. You think this is going to work? You already know, don't you? So what did I do? I took my heart fabric. I put a little bit of spray basting stuff on it, and I spray basted the polyester batting. And then I took my heart die and I put my fabric on top, and I ran it through, simple as pie. Okay, come on, behave, people are watching. There we go. So I am running one layer of fabric that has been spray basted to polyester batting, and look what we have here. Ta-da! Now I have the batting exactly the right shape, so there's none of it sort of sticking around the outside edge. And if you had a little tiny bit of the spray basting stuff on both sides of the batting, of course, then you could just stick it on the background. And here I am now ready to go. I've got the polyester batting under there. It's exactly the same size as the heart because I just ran them both through. And now I will stitch around the outside edge. Again, if you put a little bit of spray basting thing, then it will be spray basted to your background, and when you run it through your sewing machine with your stabilizer under it, don't forget that, you will get a perfect padded applique heart. So I hope you enjoyed that.